After seeing Chris Evans play the really nice and awesome Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, so many times, it is a little off-putting to see him play an asshole, but he's really good at it. So I attended an early screening of Knives Out yesterday, and I was surprised to see that the theater was packed. There was literally not an empty seat in the auditorium, and I was really surprised. I hadn't really heard that much buzz about it. I knew that some people, including myself, were excited for it because Rian Johnson, I think, is a pretty great director. Regardless of what you think of The Last Jedi, which he directed, as many of you know. I think that in terms of like his filmmaking style and how he approaches a story, I think is pretty brilliant in my opinion. I really like Looper. Haven't seen Brick or Brothers Bloom yet. I plan on watching both, maybe before the end of the year. Excuse me. I don't know. We'll see. I do want to see both those movies, but I don't know if I'll be able to get the chance. But I really like Looper. I love The Last Jedi, and I really, really like Knives Out. This is a fantastic movie and a cool sort of take on the whole murder mystery whodunit genre, and is so much better. Well, I haven't seen the Adam Sandler Jennifer Aniston Netflix movie Murder Mystery, but I'm 100% positive that this is better. This is a really good movie, and let's get obvious praises out of the way. The cast. The cast is fantastic. Everyone does such an incredible job. There are some characters that don't get as much screen time as I was hoping they would, but they still left a really big impression. When I saw the trailer, which by the way, don't if you haven't yet, don't watch the trailer. The trailer unfortunately reveals a little too much. Um, the Ana de Armas, I think that's how you pronounce her name. I wasn't expecting her to have that big of a role. When I saw her in the trailer, I thought, oh, her role is probably going to be really small. She's probably going to have the least screen time. But no, she has the most screen time. She's the main character. She's the character that we're following throughout the majority of the film. And I was really pleasantly surprised about that because I think she's a pretty great actor. I really liked her a lot in Blade Runner 2049 and the movies that were terrible, but she was good in them. So yeah, I really liked that she was the main focus, and I really liked her character. I was surprised at how invested I was in her character's journey and how bad I felt for her and how much I was liking her. Daniel Craig, of course, the best fun and funniest part of the movie, funniest character. He's so full of energy and his accent is great. I do wish that they introduced him a little bit better. The way that they introduced him, I wasn't that big of a fan of, but overall, I really liked Daniel Craig's character a lot. Everyone does a fantastic job. Like I said, Chris Evans, really, really great in this movie. He really holds up his own against acting titans like Christopher Plummer and Don Johnson, Toni Collette, and Toni Collette, by the way, is hilarious, and Michael Shannon. My, Michael Shannon has one of the funniest. Both Daniel Craig and Michael Shannon have objectively the funniest jokes in the movie. One involving a cookie and one involving a donut. It was hard for me to breathe during both of those jokes that these two actors delivered flawlessly. I really like how this film was directed. Like I said, it is kind of a subversion, not exactly a whodunit mystery film, it's sort of a subversion on that kind of genre. It's kind of interesting how we see like different perspectives from different characters on how events went, and this isn't I'm not going to spoil exactly what happens, but they do reveal something pretty major kind of early in the movie, and I was worried at first. I was like, that's a big thing they revealed. Like, is that the biggest reveal in the movie? And I was worried that I was going to be disappointed. But then as the film went on, I started to understand. I was like, oh, I see what you're doing. So again, not going to say exactly what it is that they reveal, but it was pretty cool how they went with that sort of with how they structured the film. Um, Obviously, technical aspects like the cinematography and the costumes. The costumes were Jenny Egan's costumes were great. I really liked how colorful and unique each of the costumes were. Yeah, technical aspects were great. Chris Evans acting like he has to hate the dogs was really funny considering he's such a big dog lover in real life. As for negatives with this film, I will say that like I said before, they do reveal something kind of big in the first like 30 minutes of the movie, and because of that, you're left wondering, like I was left wondering, like oh no, like is this film only gonna go downhill from here? And so that's not exactly a negative, but it did kind of prevent me temporarily from fully appreciating what was going on screen because I was distracted by the fact that like oh that this big reveal happens, and I was thinking. And I was worried that that was going to be the biggest reveal, so it kind of distracted me from what else was going on screen. Also, the cinematography was really good, but there were some times where the camera got too close to a person's face, and it was kind of distracting. Also, a couple of characters don't get as much screen time um, as like this is more of a subjective issue that I have. Like Toni Collette and Jamie Lee Curtis and Jaeden Martell, Bill from the It remake, young Bill, obviously. They don't get they were really fun to watch when they were on screen, but they didn't get as much screen time as I was hoping that they would. But that isn't like an objective flaw with the movie. It doesn't ruin the film for me. It's just a subjective issue that I had. Um, as for like other issues, Lakeith Stanfield's that's probably my biggest issue with the movie. He was not utilized well, really. Like he like his character was kind of boring, and like he really like every he didn't really get that much screen time, and I really wish that like he's amazing and so funny in Atlanta, and just seeing him in this, it was kind of a bummer because he does have the potential to be like really great and a standout, interesting character, but these all these issues I have don't like really ruin the film that much for me. It's just things I notice. Um, Also, the script. What's interesting with the script, and this is both a positive and a negative towards the movie. The script gets very exposition-y at times, but the way that the actors deliver their expository dialogue and the fact that these characters are so interesting to begin with, it makes it almost kind of forgivable. Because the script on its own is a little messy. I like watching a film, I did notice that the script on its own was a little messy and a bit exposition heavy at times, but the way in which it translated from film to from page to screen through Rian Johnson's directing, and also the way that the cast was able to get all around this type of dialogue, um, it worked. Like basically, this film like really worked for me. I have several issues, but they don't really hamper the film that much for me. I don't know if that's a word, hamper, but sorry, whatever. I have a I have a cough, and it's not going away, unfortunately. But anyway. So there really isn't anything else that I can say about this movie without spoiling things. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a spoiler review of Knives Out. Maybe I'll talk about some of the spoiler-filled things that about the movie on Letterboxd, which, by the way, I am posting way more now. I'm going to be posting more often on Letterboxd, and especially um, I'm going to be more active on Letterboxd and especially on Twitter now. I definitely plan on doing that. My username is at Cotton Cola. It's also written down in the description below, so please follow me on both of those social media accounts that I have. And yeah, that's basically all that I have to say. So I'm going to finish off the video by saying what I would rate this movie, which is a 9 out of 10.
Cotton Cola.